Hello everybody. Sorry I'm late. It's just that, when I was about to hit live at 1:30, I was like, no, I need tea. So I made tea and then I came back. And honestly, I was on my way to sleep. Sorry for playing with my hair. I was on my way to go to sleep, to be a good girl. But then I made some calculations in my head. You see, I just gathered a bunch of funny reels, TikToks, but it's like on Instagram because I don't use TikTok because they don't like me there, so I don't want to support them by using that platform. So anyway, and it's funny stuff. And what inspired me to do that is this video I shared the other day. This one, but I want it to be like different, maybe like this.
מבסוטה.
זה מאוד כיף.
כמה זמן חופשי היה לך?
So this is a girl that is super happy because her school got hit by a rocket. And I shared it in one of my lives when I was doing live because I thought it was hilarious. And then I was like, how about I share some funny stuff, like some war humor with you all? And then I started like looking at news. By the way, I was working out. I was having like a good time today, kind of ignoring the news. But then I realized like there are a lot of things brewing. And I was like, okay, if I don't do this now, I might not be able to share my stupid jokes with you later. And I didn't feel like doing it as a video. So yeah, that's where we're at. Okay, there aren't a lot of people here now. Well, I feel like I'm alone. Where's everybody? Hello. Let me see. So who is here? Let me know. Say hi. Before I start sharing my hilarious sense of humor. I just call it celebrating Iran's win because I thought it was funny, honestly speaking. Because like they had this announcement where like, oh, we won, we're such great winners, but All right. So Atheist Gamer, you brought up a lot of information that is important and kind of heavy, and I kind of want to address that because you wrote so much. So it made me wonder if the IRGC is ultimately responsible for October 7th, for example, or Hamas would have done it independently, etc. No, so it was it was a ring of fire. Everybody was supposed to shoot at the same time. But Hamas did something, and a lot of people roast Hamas for what they did. But there is a reason why Hamas decided to go at it without coordinating with the others. And the basic reason is that I don't know, maybe they had guessed, but Israel, as you might have been able to see that Israel was very heavily infiltrated both Iran and Hezbollah. They managed to do those crazy precise strikes because they had very good intel. So Hamas was like, you know what, like if it comes from, and Israel was expecting that. So they were expecting for Hezbollah to go first to do the infiltration from the north. And this is where all the military was at. So they were waiting for this firing to ignite, and they expected it to start from the north. But Hamas realized that, all right, it's like your choice. Was it the right judgment to make or the wrong one? But Hamas was like, okay, if we coordinate it properly with the others, then Israel would know when the attack is. Because they know everything that is going on with Lebanon and Iran and Hezbollah. But what Hamas did, Hamas was like, they met, believe it or not, there is this wonderful anti-government technology, anti-spy technology that works when you don't have humans on the ground, and that is meeting up in person. So they met up in person. A lot of those things were planned, and like the time to go and everything, like they decided that mostly in person. There were cues on the ground for that invasion to come as well. But the, I don't know. what they were thinking. It made more sense for it to start from the north. So I don't know, the Israelis ended up being lucky, honestly speaking. Like they ended up being kind of lucky. And this is why when Hamas infiltrated, I was so relieved because I knew what the plan was. I knew the plan was to go through, to ignite this ring of fire, like at the same moment. And I was like, why is Hamas going now before Iran is fully developed its capabilities? So this is something that I found confusing. The fact that Hamas went, and like the fact that they timed this attack before Iran reached full capabilities, like with their missile production. Like they had it, but not to the extent that now. So I thought they would like have but I guess that they knew that they would be caught if they developed the capabilities. Anyway, that ended up being the way it was. Do I think that they were completely wrong? Probably. Maybe not, actually. Depends. I'm not sure. It's very hard to tell. But the could have been was way worse. So that was the logic there. And would they have done it independent? Like it's very hard the way they were to do it, but they could have, in theory, done it. They kind of did do it independently, but the plan was a bigger plan. The plan was a bigger plan, ended up just being Hamas. That started, and they expected everybody else to join. That they did, but apparently moving all the forces and everything, and as I said before, because Israel was prepared for it to come from the north, Hezbollah looked at the IDF that was already there, and they were like, fuck that, we're not joining. And they didn't join. So, but honestly speaking, even so, like, I'm not certain that the other way would have worked. Maybe the fear that Hamas had that if they do it coordinated, then and all together and whatever, then it would be like that they didn't trust the others, that the Israelis are not there. I don't know. It's hard to say what's right or what would have worked, what wouldn't have worked, but there is another element to it because it worked partially. It woke Israel up. So the biggest problem Israel had before October 7th is not the soldiers necessarily. The soldiers knew that October 7th is coming, especially those who were involved with Gaza. Like it wasn't even the first attempt. It wasn't even the first attempt. It was a matter of time. So what wasn't prepared? The civilians. The civilians need to be prepared. And if the civilians, right, when you tell them, hey, this is what Gaza is planning, they don't understand unless they, and I'm going to say something so mean right now, so mean. The other thing that was super lucky is that the population they targeted was exactly the delusional leftist population. So because they targeted the delusional leftist population, the left had to wake up. Because, you come, so what's the difference? You come to the conservatives read the Bible or whatever, and and they like old history stuff. So they understand the human possibilities, like the spectrum of possible human behavior. While others are who are enlightened, believe that they are better than their animal instincts and that humanity is beyond that. So you explain to them what could be, and it just, no, they would continue going against the government. They still do, by the way. They're against the government like crazy because they're completely they're risk assessment in their minds is skewed to the degree that their brain doesn't function, if you ask me. Like, look at those like tank top leftists like in New York that are like celebrating a jihadist that might be elected, defund the police. Like, their risk assessment that they have in their minds, they don't understand risk assessment. They don't understand that there are things that are scarier than others. Like, and unless they see it, like I heard somebody who's Egyptian and she tried to tell her neighbors that the Muslim Brotherhood is bad. And her neighbor was like, yeah, they're not okay, but it's not that such a big deal, whatever. You know when she changed her mind about the Muslim Brotherhood? When there were rivers of blood down the street in Egypt, just outside that neighbor's door. When she saw in what it means to have the Muslim Brotherhood next to you, when she saw it and felt it, then she was like, oh yeah, maybe they're bad. So like there is no end. Like stupidity is endless. So the wake up. So if Netanyahu, like he did, for decades now, raising the alarm, right, about what Iran is planning, all the leftists like, ha, they're not as dangerous as the religious extremists that Israel has, the whole 10 of them. The Jews I'm speaking of. Obviously, it's like you can count them. Like literally can count them. This is how rare they are. So one thing that happened, which I said, like, if it happened in the West Bank, they would be like, okay, well, obviously they would want to hurt like their religious, like their insanity is like their deprivation is endless. So what happened is that there was a chunk in the population, a significant chunk, that needed to get fucked hard before they could do anything. And that's just the reality of it, unfortunately. It's like just the way people are. Walker, thank you so much. If you're okay with saying, which party would you vote for? Assuming Bennett runs a new party, thanks. Definitely not Bennett. I don't trust anyone who doesn't do anything. Like, I believe, what do I like about Netanyahu? This is something I said in another live that I had. He would do whatever it takes. And when I say whatever, I mean whatever. He would humiliate himself to an endless degree if he thinks that would help Israel. Like, he would humiliate himself. He would stand there. He would do whatever it takes. Like, he would do anything if he thought it helps Israel. And there are politicians that wanted to be in the government right now, a lot of them. And then because there is such a anti-Bibi derangement syndrome that was paid for by Obama, this is why, by the way, this is Trump going, yesterday he went against the judiciary system in Israel. There was a color revolution inside of Israel that was led by Obama to try to overthrow Netanyahu. He found all the psychopaths inside of Israel that would do anything, right, to hold power. And they found all the useful idiots inside of Israel. So this is where we were at. And of course, something like, it's the interesting thing is that I said it like right from the beginning. I was like, how can you say something like that? But now leftists are saying that themselves. Like, there are people from the Gaza envelope who stood up and publicly said, the reason that Israel was saved is because it happened to us, the delusional leftists. If it happened to the right-wing people, we would not have understood. But because they managed to target the most left-leaning population in Israel, they managed to target where the most, I cannot even describe, like the most left-leaning population in Israel resides. They managed to target those people. That's it. So yeah, there was definitely like so much luck. And understand like the effect of the trauma of them themselves saying the same thing that I do, right? They self-admitting that we would have been obliterated if it, and when I say that as a person who lost his children in his arms. He lost his children in his arms, and he said, it's a good thing that it happened to me, because if it happened to the settlers, if it happened to the right-wingers, I would have not understood, and we would have lost the country. So that's insanity. Phil Tikau, the fire in this girl. Oh my, you know something? I just wanted to share funny things, and it ended up being like not funny at all. So now that Iran is celebrating their glorious victory, glorious, amazing victory, and are gearing up to destroy Israel back to the original plan. Let's have some time to enjoy life. Right, like, okay, so I'm gonna skip this one that I showed where a girl was super happy that okay, so I'll do this again. I'll just
כמה חופש רציף?
I know a lot of people just joined right now. So that's a girl that I showed in a different live, and she's actually like, you can see her happiness, like her literal happiness, because Houthis managed to hit her school, and she was like so happy about it.
את נראית מבסוטה.
Like, she's just like, so happy.
כמה זמן חופשי היה לך?
יומיים.
כמה חופש רציף?
So this is what inspired me to do that. All right. Let's start. Let's start with the same kind of spirit with the kids. With kids and how they feel about it. All right, so this is another child. Yeah. Here, let me start over. Can't like, why is it the default like that? Can I change the default? Edit layout. I don't know. I don't want to deal with it right now. Like, why is this the default? Such an annoying default. No, but this makes it smaller. Whatever. Yeah, you guys can deal with it. No, not this one. Not this one. Come on. Why is it so wrong? I don't know. It will fix itself. Yeah, I'm gonna translate. This is what I'm here to do, obviously. Oh, maybe if I do this, and I can do that, I can do it. Aha! Cracked it. Awesome. Okay. All right. Now what? Where is my custom layout? Okay. So here I'm gonna play it and like explain what's going on here. It's like breaking the language barrier. Oh, people know what it's saying already. Just, I thought like if I translate it, like, but you don't see like the expressions and like the, you know, because sometimes I just change the audio to English reading, but that kind of loses the expressions. So this is, so basically here's the joke, okay? So this is how Israelis feel right now. What this girl is expressing is the most common opinion. Obviously, it's not completely, my guess is like probably pretty staged. Unlike the next video I'm going to show you also from a kindergarten, but a recalling of it. So basically what she's describing here is the most commonly viewed opinion in Israel right now. So he's like, Alex, it's time to go to the kindergarten.
Alex.
Wait, why is it stuck? Come on, you can do it.
Alex.
Why is it getting stuck? Is there something wrong with my recording here?
Alex.
No, it's the best one. Oh no, maybe
Alex,
my
lagan.
recording is screwed up. Ah, no.
לגן.
Alex, it's time to go to the...
אלכס, בואי לגן כבר.
She's like, Alex, it's time to go to kindergarten. And she's like, no, it's a mistake to end the war with Iran. Alex, we're going to the kindergarten.
Alex.
No, but they still have a nuke. They still have stuff. And I'm like, Alex, no, we didn't finish the job. We have to go back to war.
Alex, לגן.
But I want to do it accurately. And here, it's a mistake to end the war with Iran. But still,
Alex,
they
בואי
still
לגן
have a
כבר.
nuke. Alex, come to the... We're gonna pay for it. Basically, this is how people like, and it's like in the bottom it says all the kids today in the morning. Shitty parenting 101. Involve politics and nuclear war with your toddler. Sweetheart, do you think that toddlers, right, did not notice that there are sirens every night, that they have to run to the bunker, and there are missiles exploding over their heads? Like, do you think it's shitty parenting to not explain that there is a war, but the reason we do it is because this is something that would get way worse later on, because, you know, these explosions outside, they are small relative right now, because it could be a very big explosion that would be very unpleasant. So this is why we go to war now. You think kids do not understand that you cannot, like, what are you going to tell them? No, there are unicorns fighting outside. Yeah, there are unicorns. There are what? What are you thinking that you should say? Like, the president involved politics and nuclear war, they are told. Like the truth. Kids need to know the truth. Because if you tell them now that there isn't going to be a second round, right? And then there is a second round, they'll be mad with you and they're not going to be prepared. And it's like, you know, you need to make them, they need to be the truth, right? To their understanding. But you cannot hide the reality from them. All right, so this is the next one. So this is a kindergarten teacher that is recalling his experience in kindergarten today. It's supposed to be funny, you little shits. Have a little bit, like, remove your judgmentalism a little bit, because I want to have fun. Here, Nate. One of the things that messed me up while I was growing up was always being somewhat left in the dark with things like that. Yeah, can you imagine, like, you not knowing, like that there are things exploding around you and you're sitting in a bunker and you're like, nobody's telling you anything? Like, what is the other option? All right. Can I please bring the antlers back? What antlers? What are you talking about? Okay, so this is amazing. This is an amazing story. So, today I returned to kindergarten after the war, and I was really worried. to meet the kids.
אני
I'm
ממש
going to tell you
לא
straight.
ידעתי איך אני הולך
I
לפתוח את
really
זה
didn't
איתם.
know
אמרתי
how am I
לעצמי, אוקיי,
going to
פשוט
talk to them
תתמקד
about
במה
it.
שיש.
So I was like, okay, you know what? Let's just focus on whatever there is.
כשאני בא, אני פוגש את הילדים, ילדים
Okay, so I
חמודים,
come,
יש
I'm
לי
meeting the
שאלה. מי
super cute kids, and I have a question. Who is really happy to go back to kindergarten?
ממש שמח לחזור לגן? וליטרלי, אף אחד לא
And literally, nobody said anything.
אמר אני. אמרתי להם, אוקיי.
Nobody said I. And I was like, okay.
ומי כאן קצת
Okay, and who here felt a little bit afraid
נבהל מהאזעקות? מי כאן קצת
when
פחד?
there were sirens, or maybe they felt some fear?
כל הגן בשקט, כאילו.
And the whole kindergarten is like silent. Nobody's like answering him.
כל הגן שותק לגמרי. אני אומר לעצמי, טוב,
Like totally silent. I was like, I tell myself, okay, fine.
בסדר, ילדים פוסט-טראומטיים.
Yeah,
הדחיקו הכל.
post-trauma.
מישהו צריך להניע פה את
They-
הרגש. אז אני משתף אותם.
Like obviously they are not like it. It's not there. Like they like, you know, put it aside. I don't know, like whatever. So he was like, you know what? I'm gonna share my experience.
אותם. אני אומר להם, אתם יודעים,
And I
אני
tell you, you know
ממש
what?
נבהלתי כשהאזעקות.
I was actually really afraid when there were alarms.
אפילו
And
קצת
even-
פחדתי. ואז
And
אורי
even I was
התחיל לבכות.
like, yeah, like I was like, I like it, like make me jump when there were alerts, and then it was like, but even I felt some fear. And then Uri started crying, and I tell myself,
ואני אומר לעצמי, יש, מעולה, תרגישו,
Finally, yes,
תוציאו את זה החוצה,
feel
זה
it,
בסדר
get
להרגיש,
it
זה
out of
טוב.
your system.
אני אומר לו,
It's good
אורי,
to
למה
feel
אתה
things,
עצוב?
it's good.
אז מה הוא אומר לי?
Uri,
אני
why are you
עצוב,
sad? So he's like going to that kid that's starting crying. He's like, why are you sad? And he was like, I'm sad because the war
המלחמה הסתיימה. אמרתי לו,
is over. And he said, and then it was like, what?
מה זאת אומרת? אז הוא אומר,
What do you mean? And he
כי
said,
עשינו מקלט ממש כיף,
like, because the bunker was so much fun. We had
המון
so
כלבים
many
וחטיפים.
snacks and
וכל אחד
their
מתחיל לשתף
dogs.
סיפורי מקלט.
And every kid started telling their bunker stories about how they
מטורפים,
met their
שהיו שם
friends, like their crazy bunker stories. Like they had their friends over and they had, like their parents were there with them and there were snacks and dogs they played with.
חברים ואוכל ומוזיקה.
like
ההורים שלהם היו אותם
music.
כל הזמן. ושהם
And their parents were there with them the whole time.
לא רצו לצאת מהמקלט.
They didn't want to leave the bunker. Anyway,
קיצור, אורי לא נרגע.
Uri couldn't like stop crying. Like he's sad and he couldn't stop crying.
עצוב ולא נרגע. הוא רוצה שהמלחמה תימשך.
He wanted the war to continue.
בא אליו ילד אחד, אומר לו,
So one other kid like approaches him and tells to him, Uri,
אבל אורי, אל תדאג, יהיו עוד
don't worry.
מלחמות.
There's
ואז
gonna be
אורי
more
אומר, לא
wars.
נכון, לא
And then Uri is like, no, there are not gonna be any more wars.
יהיו עוד מלחמות. איראן מתה. הרגנו את איראן, לא יהיו עוד
We
מלחמות.
killed
עצוב,
Iran. They're not gonna be any more wars. And he's sad, you know, he's like crying.
עצוב. ואז אותו ילד אומר לו, אבל אורי,
And then that kid was like, Uri's like, but Uri, did you forget?
שכחת? יש עוד הרבה מדינות
There are plenty more countries in the world
שאפשר להילחם איתן.
that we
יש
can
את
go and fight
אוסטרליה,
with. There
ויש
is
את יפן,
Australia
ואפילו
and
יש את
Japan
חיפה.
and even Haifa.
וזהו.
which is Israel. So this is top-notch Israeli humor. So it's like,
הורים, אני חייב להגיד לכם, אין לי
I have to
מושג מה
tell you,
עשיתם, אבל
I
עשיתם
don't
את
know
זה
what you did, but you did it fantastically.
מעולה.
Yep. So this is Israel. Okay, here's another one. Adding to stage. So this one is a little bit more. So this one is a little bit like trying to be like wholesome. Not trying to be, it's a real story. So it's like so this is like a soldier that got a call that there are Syrians next to the fence. Anyway, they go to the fence and they find out that there is a cow that the cow's leg got stuck in the fence. So wait, was it? Oh no, is it playing? So here is like Syrians next to the fence. Those are the Syrians. Like here's the thing, they said like they didn't tell us anything. They just said like, you know, there are Syrians next to the fence, go check it out, without any description. And then they get there and they found out there is a cow stuck.
זה הדיווח שקיבלנו. ציפינו לבלגן, אבל כשהגענו לשם ראינו ילד דודס.
We expected a mess, but like when we got there, we just saw kids like pointing a cow.
הרע שתקוע בטלטלית. אני בתגובה.
I was like, whoa, that's him. That's the soldier.
תראו, דבר כזה עוד לא יצא לנו לעשות, אבל זו הזדמנות מדהימה להוכיח שוב.
Listen, it's the first time that we got to do something like that.
שאנחנו הצבא המוסרי בעולם. אז יצאנו למבצע חילוץ מיוחד. במקביל הילדות קצת חששו, אז דאגתי שלא יפחדו, כי הרי בסוף...
It's like the girls were a little bit afraid, because I was like, I was worried about them being afraid of him, so they tried to be nice.
באנו לחזור, אחרי עבודה קשה, הצלחנו לחלץ את הפרה.
He said like after hard work, we managed to rescue the cow.
בוסה של תודה מרחוק.
We got a kiss from far away to say thank you, and we said bye-bye.
אז הם
So they went back.
חזרו עם הפרה, ואני חזרתי עם...
They went back with the cow. That's cute. And I'm not gonna play it like, I don't know, like most Instagram videos have a lot of... Okay, so what's here? What's next? I'm surprised. Oh, is it a red heifer? That's a good question. There's more. Don't worry, not everything. Oh, this is okay. This is funny. Okay, so not everything's gonna be Hebrew, just for those who are not. So yeah, Muslim countries secretly today after Trump hit Iran nukes. By the way, I'm gonna play the music for a second just so you understand like what's the It's like celebrating. Okay, here's another army joke. So here's like what it was like to be a combat fighter in 2022. There's like
action, משהו מעניין. כמה בדואים.
Okay, is there action? Is something happening? Like he's being like called to action. It's like, yeah, several Bedouins took a car, like stole a car from like an old person in the territories. So we need to give the old person their car back or something.
גנבו טרקטור מאיזה זקן
בשטחים
פה, יאללה, לוחמים, יוצאים לפעילות קרקעית בעיר.
Being big and combat fighter in 2025. It's like, soldiers, we're going to a ground operation.
אחרי זה אוגנדה,
we're going to Iran and then we're going to go in
מסיימים בקנדה, משתלטים על
פלוטו. And we're going to finish in Canada. We're going to take over Pluto.
ושבת שלום. דווקא שקט.
And that's it. And Shabbat Shalom, it's like a good weekend. It's like, oh, that's it. Actually, it's a very
רגוע הסופה.
It's a very like relaxed this weekend. So anyway, yeah. So like going from trying to give a tractor back from Bedouins to an old man in the territories, to starting with Iran, then going to Uganda, finishing at Canada, and then in the end of the weekend we take over Pluto. And then one I saw the comments, I remember it, and this one specifically because somebody made a comment saying, oh yeah, we took over Pluto because Pluto was promised to us like 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago. And then I opened it up and like the comments are underneath. It's like, no, this is the joke goys make. It's way funnier when the goys say it. So don't steal their jokes. It's like, it was so funny. It's like, no, like no, this is a goys joke. And it's funny when they do it. Don't do it. It's not funny when you do it. Like that was the... Yeah, so some this is how Israel is. Okay, this is an English one, so I'm not gonna have to translate this one.
Shelter to come to.
Floor 3.
Do you need to go to a bomb shelter? You could come to my bomb shelter. Hello, are you guys single? I'm single. 30, yeah, oh, over here. Oh, perfect. Floor 3. The sirens. The siren is coming, guys. See you soon.
Yeah, that's... And Ay. So loud. I don't know. So yeah, life in Israel since 2020. Why is it still so loud? Ugh. Oh yeah, this is like, why did I open it? Who started? Yeah, and it's like, no, this is since the start. Like this is from 1948. Like somebody, that's the first comment here. That's not from now. And there was somebody like, why are they not crashing? Are those Israeli railways? No, this is just like the average day of in Israel trying to avoid. Okay, so this is the hilarious ones. Like this is a several, like I have several like ones talking about Arabs. Okay, so I know it went a little bit viral in the media. It's like that the Arab population doesn't have shelters, something like that. Well, the more accurate thing to say is that every city, like every municipality, is responsible to building its own shelters. So it's not country-wide. It's not like the government is doing that. It's your own local municipality, and new homes have it. And there is a law that, like, since I think 96, 92, I don't remember, a law that every house needs to have like a shelter. But older homes, like houses, don't have it. So which makes me, by the way, feel like, what? Something happened, I think. Bill Myers. What? Okay, I'm gonna finish the... Anyway, I don't know. Okay. Let me check something. Such a random stream that I want to share with you. Anyway, like I was saying, so, but some Arab communities don't even have a municipality, because not all of them believe in that type of governance. As a, like, why do you have to pay to a municipality? And this is a video that I think I'm guessing those are like Bedouins or something in the desert. That's like they just live wherever they want, and no matter how much Israel is trying to convince them that they're supposed to stay put in one place, they kind of go like they don't really like that concept because they're kind of nomads. But like anyway, eventually what they did is that I think they started bringing like cylinders, like made out of solid concrete, so that they could like hide there. But but yeah, so this is a video that they made. Well, I feel like something is wrong with the stream, because like I see your comments, I think way delayed. Is something like, what are you like? Like, okay, no, maybe it's not delayed. Maybe you're just guys slow to react. So, okay, so those are probably like, those are Arabs, Muslims, who made a video talking about their shelter situation, which is hilarious because they made it funny. They did a funny one. It's like, we don't have shelters. We don't have shelters. He's like, wait for it. And then he starts praying in Hebrew. Bibi Netanyahu, where are you? Am Israel Chai. Where are you? So anyways, I put on a video of them like just like praying the way Jews pray. So this is like a Jewish prayer, just like, oh, this is hilarious. Made me laugh so hard. Like, wow, we need shelter. Like, Baruch atah Adonai. Like, he's like starting calling like, but the Jewish way. So, yeah, these people are killing. Yeah, that's fun. Okay, so let me. I'm gonna bring up something old, but but I think it's relevant right now because I want to like say something about it, honestly. So, this one from 2014.
Well, we are going so many places I have lost track, and what's with all the Jews? We're in Israel. That's so funny. Yeah, okay, Israel. Yeah, that's really funny. What? We're in Tel Aviv. As in Israeli army. Holy crap. Well, I'm already dead. What the hell?
So I'll tell you why I thought it was funny. I thought because like the way he depicted his like reaction, this is exactly my experience with meeting Arabs. Okay, so maybe like on October 7th, like the Arabs got emboldened and was like, maybe Israelis are not so scary. But I'm telling you, like in my experience, like traveling abroad or especially, and even Israeli Arabs, that this is how they would react. It's like, you're from Israel, and like you see the fear in their eyes, right? Like unless it's 50 Arabs on one Israeli, like this is when they're not afraid. But otherwise, it's like, oh, you're from, like you can see that, like this is literally their reaction. Like honest to God, this is how they react. Like they're really like, this is how they react with this like thinking like, I remember like I had an Arab friend and I tried to explain to him that the Israeli army, that we are not gods, right? So like I was just out of the army and this Arab person is like, and I said like, yeah, we're dealing with a lot of threats, you know? And he was like, but the IDF can deal with everything. And I was like, it's not that simple. And he was like, no, it is. Like you can do you can do everything. And I was like, no, it's hard. And he argued with me. Like he wouldn't, like he said, like, why are you being mean? Like, is there something the IDF cannot do? And then it's like on October 7th, I was like, here, see, I told you. And then now I think he can tell me like, see, I told you. But this is their reaction. This is the literal reaction. I want to play it again. Like I tell you, like I say that as a woman. Can you imagine? Like this is how a lone Arab reacts when they meet me. I was like, you're an Israeli? I was like, did you see me? Like, you actually scared?
You know,
but they're so brave when they come. Like
we are. Well, we are going so. You know where we are? Well, we are going so many places I have lost track, and what's with all the Jews? We're in Israel. That's so funny. Yeah, okay, Israel. Yeah, that's really funny. What? We're in Tel Aviv. As in Israeli army. Holy crap. Well, I'm already dead. What the hell?
There's so many. What's with all the Jews? Amazing. 10 out of 10. But I just thought, like, I don't think it's that funny as much as I just thought the face was accurate. Here. Oh, okay. So this is how you fuel aircrafts mid-air. One second, let it load. Yeah, can you imagine? Like so this is where I opened the comments, and you can all guess what the comments were like. So this is how it looks like. Do you want me to like tell you what the jokes are, or like can you guess? For those who missed the action. There's more. I just thought, you know what? I need to share it with you all now, because okay, so this I'm gonna have to silence the video, but this is hilarious. This is a real documentary on how the Mossad operated in Iran, like a real one. Let me silence it because I don't want the copyright strike. So this is like exclusive footage, not for share. It's like, this is how they go into sensitive places. This is how they put bombs in nuclear scientists' cars. We saw actual miracles. This is funny. So they are risking their life every day. This is real Mossad agents in action, like real ones. You know, like they thought dolphins are the ones that we use, but we don't just use dolphins. You see, like they are in the heart of Tehran, like operating in the heart of Tehran. This is how we knew where everyone is until the next mission. Yep. Here, let me play it while I check out your comments. Yeah. Authentic footage is always the best. You see, instead of going to sleep, I was like, if I don't share those videos with you now, then later, like, there are gonna be so many things happening that I wouldn't be like able to do fun stuff anymore, and it's gonna feel outdated. So, and I thought I'd do it tomorrow, like during in the noontime, you know, before the Sabbath. But then I was like, nah, it's not gonna happen, right? So. No, I don't have cats. There are cats who adopted the vicinity of where I live, but they're not, like, it's one-sided. Like, I don't think they live here. I think they live here outside, but yeah. Rebecca Cat Club channel. That's totally me. I'm definitely a cat person. Like, I'm okay with cats. You all have cats? I don't care for cats. Like yeah, Israel has cats everywhere. How do you know it, Shauna? Have you been here? Okay, here's a question for those who are, say where you're from and whether or not you visited Israel. I just want to know if you're how much more informed and like if you have more credentials than Dave Smith to talk about the area here. Okay, you guys are very passionate about the cats and dogs. In Canada. So no Israel. Sean said Canada, no visit. Japister, no visit. One would it really? I'm from Israel. I like dogs too. I mean, I don't know. I think it's like sometimes dogs when they come in a pack, they're kind of. But in general, I like dogs. Yeah. Ohio, never visited Israel. Oh, a lot of never visited. Okay, Pennsylvania, not yet. Oh, I like the not yet. You know what? I think not yet is better than never visited. It's like not yet, not yet. I've seen videos about it, discovered. Okay, that's not, I don't understand what that's about. Okay, Seattle, Washington, never been, sadly. Shauna, you have to visit. Mana had inherited her dad's memories from visiting Israel in the early 80s. And even though it's a valid form of having visited Israel, because like I know you can download your parents' memories. This is something amazing that we all can do. It's just that Israel changed a lot since the 80s. So I think it's time to update them. So you should come too. Right, I'm from Portugal. I haven't visited Israel yet. And I haven't visited Portugal yet. Honestly, actually, I never visited the West Coast in the US either. Oregon. Shield Maiden for Christ, never been out of the US, but I've watched many documentaries like video Holy Land tours. Yeah, that's something. Detroit, would love to go though. This is a good answer. New Zealand, hello, Veronica. I'm from New Zealand, visiting Israel in the future plan when I have money. It's a good idea. I'm in the UK, but visited Israel in the 70s. Wow. I didn't visit Israel in the 70s. Honestly, I didn't even visit Israel in the 80s. Some people are stuck in their minds, like which I know, like there is like a very large gap in the perception of Israel between people who are like stuck in the 80s and 70s in their mind of what Israel is versus those who didn't inherit those memories. Like I said, you can definitely download memories from your parents. Like I say, it's possible. Because I know a lot of people who were like, I think maybe because they come from like certain types of neighborhoods that are from technically the 70s and 80s, like, and the people there, like, you know, didn't change since then. So they have a very different idea of what Israel is. And it's like, you know, the world is beyond your neighborhood. It's very hard for them to understand though. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? So, okay. All right, let's go to the next video because this is what we're doing. Why? Are you guys enjoying it? It's not something I usually do. Okay, this one, I'm not gonna lie. It made me fall out of the chair laughing. I started laughing like crazy out loud when I got it. You guys be the judges of what it means about me, what it says about me. Oh, okay. So this is a compilation actually. So I have to explain. So basically the first one is the one that made me laugh like crazy. It's like, that was amazing. an Arab in Samaria cheers while Iran sends rockets to Israel. So this is the Israeli media. They were instructed not to give like location, and she goes like, and then she says street number, like yeah. She like gives the street number and street name, and it's like saying like this is where we're at, and we were told not to say exactly where the missile hit. This is like the Israeli media, something that I shouldn't say. Nobody. And it's like, it's funny. Nobody, the civil command. So the civil command are the ones who are like sending messages saying they're going to be alerts soon. They're going to be alerts soon. So they're like, soon, like, wow, like they're going to be alerts. And like, and it's like, this is how people reacted. It's funny. Here, let me go back a little. Stupid Israeli media.
Uno, due.
Okay, so this reporter, she went to, I think it looks like the fire department, right? Or what, like to work with their, like interviewing the rescue teams. And they finished the interview. And when he was like, thank you for the interview. And their reaction is like, you're welcome, like something like sweetheart. You're welcome, sweetheart. Something like that. Like, you're welcome, beauty, like beautiful. Yeah, it's more accurate. It's like, you're welcome, beautiful. It's like,
תודה רבה לך, יפיופה. אודי. תודה רבה, הילה.
This is the mayor of Tel Aviv is having a weird time. Okay, this is somebody who got hit while he was in the toilet. And it says, and then the title is like when Dad talks about his military experience, his military service. And he was like, okay, so this is funny. It's like what you're seeing now is a missile hit in a city that would not be named. And I cannot name the city, but this is a hit in the city name. He literally said the city name while saying he cannot say the city name. This is Israeli humor. Like, this is how stupid the Israeli media was. Like, they gave up, like they did so many like stupid mistakes, and the foreign media was even worse. Oh, it's not, which is at some point. Oh, okay. So I have more some stuck in videos. How did I skip it? And it's like this is okay. I don't know. Should I skip the girl's humor? And he was like just stuck in this dude. It's like this. It's like super disturbing. I saw several videos like that. I don't know if they're just at some point Instagram decided this is the content I would enjoy to share with you guys or what. I was like, this is funny. And it says like, sorry, but nobody could convince me that wearing a tacti is not a form of makeup. So this is, and I think I have a similar video to that, which is very long and in Hebrew, so maybe I shouldn't. Yeah, I feel I'll skip it. There is something similar but too long, so I don't feel like. And this one is also funny. Oh yeah, I also have okay, I'll skip this. Okay, I'll do this and maybe I'll do no, actually, I don't feel like translating anymore, so this is the next one. No, okay, you know what? One before the last one. Because course, I need to silence it, but okay, whatever. A year ago, he was living in Gaza, and now he works in one of the best high-tech companies in Israel. And he's only 2. Feeling unaccomplished yet? Sorry, I would try to. I didn't want to get like copyrighted because of the music. Don't be angry with me. They're very cute. And of course, you know, because I thought I'd skip that, but because like in front of me, there is something about Macron saying something about worst case scenario. I was like, you know what, like, you know, I'm gonna share this. Meme. It's not even a real, but I think it's been running everywhere, but you know what. So yeah, breaking. France has surrendered. Oh yeah, not me laughing and then remembering I am French. France in French means to surrender. This is hardly news. So what else is new? I thought the comments were funny, I guess. France has won the most important battle in the world history. Which one is it? If you look at the streets, yeah, break-in, France has surrendered in the Iranian-Israeli conflict. That's basically it. All right, guys, do you have anything smart to say? I think it would be interesting to be in Israel because I feel like I would stand out like a sore thumb. I don't think you would. We have tourists. We have Americans coming and stuff. So this is a very good question. The reason I'm up is because I was like, I want to share reels with you all. And then I thought like, no, I should go to sleep and then do it tomorrow. But then I was like, nah, tomorrow I'm not going to do it. And then I noticed that Trump and Netanyahu like started blabbering about all kind of plans that he have for the future, kind of agreements, like who's going to run Gaza, whatever visions he had concocted in his mind that he wants to try and make happen, while Netanyahu is like, oh, amazing ideas. And then it's like eating popcorn and see how it all blows up. As long as it's like blows up in their faces, then it's fine. As long as it's not on our faces, you know. Oh, wait, not this one. I heard a great France joke. Oh, what's the France joke? I'm sure it's just like, you know, I know, like, I think Trump, like, here's the thing, like, when Bibi is like, maybe we should do this, Trump is like, I'm not just gonna listen to you, Bibi. Like, just, you know, there are so many, like, there's a video, like, on Clinton talking about Netanyahu, where he sat down and when Clinton just got inaugurated, like, day one, and he sat down with Netanyahu, and Netanyahu like explained to him the situation in the Middle East, and then Clinton was like, "Who that dude think he is, explaining to me what the situation in the Middle East is like?" I mean, he only served in the most elite unit in the, you know, in the infantry in Israel, and, you know, like. Lived there his entire life, and you know, has a lot of diplomatic experience, especially around the Middle. I don't know, like maybe that's why he felt like he should explain the situation in the Middle East. And I was like, no, like who does this small country prime minister think he is to tell me what the Middle East, like what the options are in the Middle East? I'm the one who is making the rules about how the Middle East should work. So this is something Clinton got angry, like, because there is a recording of it, him getting angry with Netanyahu Middle East mansplaining him. Yeah, So basically, my guess is it's something similar with Trump. And it was like Netanyahu was like, here's the situation. This and this and this is like reasonable. And Trump is like, are you the president of the most strongest, most beautiful, amazing country on this earth with the most B2? Huh? Do you have B2s? Could you have bombed Fordo from the air? So who's gonna be a better policymaker in the Middle East? So then Trump, because he did it the first time. So what I'm saying right now is what I say 100 million times already in this channel. Trump is gonna try all the options, but here's the thing: Trump, God bless him, he doesn't have patience. He has zero patience. Sometimes it blows up in your face, like when he drops F-bombs blaming Israel for something they didn't do. That's a con. But unlike any other president who have literally they're willing to fight the demons in their head to eternity. Trump is like, oh, this doesn't work. I should try something else. And then after he tried everything else, he comes back, he rounds about and is like, oh, I have the greatest idea. And then he suggests, with a lot of working and thinking and coming to his own conclusions after experiencing the ground and trying different solutions, he presents to Bibi what Bibi presented to him several years ago. Maybe this time it's not going to take. Last time it took 3 years because the Abraham, it took Trump 3 years until he accepted the suggested Abraham Accords pathway that Bibi had presented to him. It took him 3 years. Blah blah blah. He went around, tried his ideas, and it was like, you know what? What if we just skip the Palestinian thing and just talk directly to Arab states? And then Bibi is like, wow, you're so smart, Trump. How did you think about it? You're amazing. I think we should definitely try it. Like all your ideas, you're American. By the way, he reacts to all the ideas the same way, just to be on the safe side, probably. That's my how I say it. This is how I imagine this going. I'm like, yeah, this is I think this is a good idea. I don't know if it's as good as the other ideas you had, but clearly your other better ideas didn't work. So let's try this Medicare idea. Not Medicare, still great, amazing, maybe not as good as the others that you came up earlier, but there is reality that we have to face with. And then that works. Happens to be, it was the same, it was the proposal Bibi presented to Trump 3 years ago, Happens to be. But whatever, now it's his idea, because after trying everything else, he came to that on his own way. Great minds think alike. And after some time, right, experience in the Middle East, you come to the same conclusions if you have any ability to learn anything, which Trump has, which is very rare for a US president. So good for him. So yeah, that's the thing. That's how it goes. So whatever, the only thing is to make sure that nothing hurts Israel's ability to defend itself too much. As long as it's not something that you cannot revert, then whatever, let's try. Who cares? Yeah. We're going back to the same pattern. But so let's be honest, both Churchill and Bibi were lucky when because America does the right thing once everything else has been tried. So some presidents, like Obama, would keep banging their head on the wall. In fact, I don't think he was banging his head. I think he was literally going against the United States, fully knowing what he was doing. Maybe Carter did too, honestly. But It's like, but let's say Clinton, Bush, everyone else are like, nah, and just keeps trying the same path. And like then you have Trump, who is like impatient. He doesn't have the patience. It is like, no, it doesn't work. Do something else. And until it gets there. Last time, 3 years. Last time, it was BS upon BS upon BS upon BS for 3 years. And then in the 4th year, it was like, moved things. And everybody were like, whoa. Which is true. Oh, thank you. Correction, Obama was banging his head on the carpet. Yeah. But I bet it's really hard for, like, I bet Obama wakes up every day, hides his Zabiba, and then goes around as if he doesn't have one. It's like me. I wake up every day, I shave my horns, you know. So Obama wakes up every day, covers up his Zabiba. Can you comment on the Jewish community in Iran? So what I know about now, they have arrested a lot of them en masse. And I guess the rest of them are like threatened by a gunpoint to say some things. So. Don't tell them about the horns. They know. Come on. They have it in their writings. They already wrote about it. Why deny it? I think it's time to be honest, truthful, you know? So, yeah. So, Shana, if you come to Israel and you go to the areas like tourists don't go to, you might find a Jew that was lazy about shaving his horns in the morning. And you're going to see like the horns that we shave in the morning, those of us who are diligent. Yeah, so, okay, I think that is it. And gee, I wanted it to be fun from start to finish, but you guys, your questions were kind of heavy. So the start was like a bit serious, not funny all the way through. Yeah. But it's okay. It's okay. Let's pretend it wasn't anything. But I guess when you explain jokes, you also have to explain the serious stuff. All right. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Yes, please share my channel with your friends. You know, just choose your favorite video that I've made and share it. And also support me and buy me coffee, please. Thank you. There is a lot coming. And there is also something that I've been working on as a supporter behind the scenes for a long time. For all the Christians in the crowd, believe it or not. Yes, something special for Christians. St. Miles 5, thank you. Thank you for your support. Glad to see you're still alive and doing well. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I know the kids are hilarious. Okay. I want to check that nobody sent me buy me coffee that I didn't read while we were going live, because maybe there are good kids around here. No. So please support this channel so I can continue doing what I'm doing. Thank you so much. Good night.